All right, let's talk about finding the right laptop for ExoCAD. Look, this isn't just some casual IT decision. It's a huge investment in your practice or your lab. If you get it wrong, you're in for a world of slowdowns and frustration. But if you get it right, your entire workflow just sings. So today, we're diving into the 2026 guide to find that perfect machine for your really demanding design work. Okay, let's get one thing straight right from the beginning. We're not talking about picking a laptop for sending emails or browsing the web. This is a critical tool for your business, where a crash or even just a little bit of lag can have real-world, costly consequences. It's a whole different ballgame. And that really brings us to the core philosophy of this whole guide. When you're deep into designing a complex implant plan, the absolute last thing you need is a surprise blue screen. For this kind of work, reliability is king. We're looking for a machine that's a dependable partner, something you can count on day in and day out. So what makes ExoCAD so demanding, anyway? Well, we're talking about a digital workflow for actual dental procedures, crowns, bridges, implants, things where precision and stability are completely, absolutely non-negotiable. Let's dig into what that actually means for the hardware you choose. To get that rock-solid stability, we need to focus on 4 core hardware requirements. Think of these as the 4 pillars of a great ExoCAD machine. If you get these 4 things right, you are well on your way to a smooth, efficient, and honestly, much less frustrating experience. So let's break them down one by one. First up, the brain of the whole operation, the CPU. Now, what's really interesting here is the focus on single core speed. Yeah, having a bunch of cores helps with multitasking, but the actual hands-on modeling work in ExoCAD, all that intricate moment-to-moment design, that leans heavily on the raw speed of just one single processor core. So, what does that mean when you're actually shopping around? It means you should be looking for laptops with the latest high-performance mobile CPUs. Specifically, for 2026, the Intel Core HX series and the AMD Ryzen 9 HX series. Those are your top contenders. Those are the ones you want. Next up, let's talk graphics. And let me be perfectly clear about this. Integrated graphics, the kind that come built into the main processor, they are just not going to cut it for serious, professional ExoCAD work. You absolutely need a separate, dedicated graphics card to handle all those complex 3D models without lagging. Now for your GPU, you've got 2 excellent paths, and this choice actually hints at a bigger decision we're going to talk about in a minute. You can go with a high-performance consumer card like an NVIDIA RTX 40 series, or you can opt for a professional workstation card from the NVIDIA RTX A series, which is purpose-built for stability in apps, just like ExoCAD. All right, moving on to our third requirement, memory or RAM. The best way to think of RAM is as your digital workbench. The bigger your bench, the more projects you can have open at once. It is absolutely crucial for handling those huge patient scans and complex multi-unit cases without your system just grinding to a halt. And this chart breaks it down perfectly. 32 gigabytes of RAM is a really comfortable and reliable baseline for most professional work. You'll be fine there. But if you're a power user, someone who's constantly tackling massive, full-arch cases, investing in 64 gigabytes is ideal. It just ensures everything keeps running silky smooth. And our final core requirement is storage. When it comes to storage, speed isn't a luxury, it's a workflow necessity. A fast NVMe solid-state drive, or SSD, is essential for quickly loading those giant patient scans and all the component libraries that are so essential to your work in ExoCAD. So the rule here is pretty simple and direct. Your laptop must have an NVMe SSD. And to make sure you don't run into any bottlenecks or run out of space, you should really be aiming for a minimum of 1 terabyte. Don't skimp on this. Okay, so now that we know the core components you need, you're at a crossroads. There are 2 main paths you can take to get there: the professional workstation laptop or the high-performance consumer laptop. And each one has some really distinct advantages for a dental lab. Let's compare them head to head. Over on the left, workstation laptops are all about rock-solid reliability. You get professional support and certified drivers that are engineered for maximum stability. Then on the right, you have performance or, gaming laptops. These often give you the absolute best bang for your buck with the most powerful GPUs you can get for your money. So, with those 2 paths in mind, let's meet the top contenders for 2026. We've handpicked the best models from both the workstation and the high-performance categories to help you figure out which one is right for you. Here's a quick look at our top picks all in one place. As you can see, we've got a range of options, from the stability-focused ThinkPad and Dell Precision all the way to the raw power Asus ROG models. And hey, pay close attention to that best for column. It's designed to help you match a machine to your specific needs. Now, if you're leaning down that workstation path, these are your go-to models. The Lenovo ThinkPad P1 is pretty much seen as the safest long-term choice. The Dell Precision is a total workhorse, built for heavy lab workloads. And the HP ZBook is fantastic for anyone who really prioritizes visual precision and color accuracy. But if getting the most raw horsepower for your money is the top priority, then these are for you. The Asus ProArt is a creator-focused machine that has a stunning display, while the ROG series, well, they're gaming laptops, and they deliver absolutely top-tier GPU performance at a super competitive price. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's boil it all down into a final actionable checklist. This is your simple plan to make sure you make the right choice for you, your lab, and your work. It's really just a simple three-step process. First, really internalize those core hardware needs we talked about: CPU, GPU, RAM, and storage. Second, decide which path, that workstation stability or the high-performance value, really fits your lab's priorities. And then finally, choose a specific configuration that actually matches your day-to-day workload. And if you remember only one thing from all of this, let it be this: the best laptop for ExoCAD is not the one with the highest numbers on a spec sheet. It's the one that seamlessly, perfectly fits into your unique professional workflow. That's what matters. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. You now know exactly what hardware matters and the two main philosophies for choosing a machine. So which path, that uncompromising stability or maximum performance per dollar, is the right one for your lab's future? The choice is yours.